I watched a little. Um, Obviously, the helmet rule is in effect, and I saw one of the plays, and I get it. It's for the safety of the game. So again, we've been teaching, you know, uh, keeping your head up, seeing what you hit, for the last 15, 20 years. I think the offensive guys have to get used to playing with their heads up. As a runner, it's natural for you to defend yourself by dropping your helmet because you're going to get hit. But coaching that part, in my opinion, is going to be the tough part, not the defenders. That's been taught and that's been coached for a long time. But the offensive guys using their stiff arm and putting the ball in the proper hand, using their shoulders versus their head, it's going to take some teaching.
So what you saw, is that consistent with how the rules explained to you guys?
Well, kind of, sorta. They want the spearing out of the game. Okay, they want the body position when it's linear out of the game. Okay, they don't want to see this. Okay, they want to see more of that. Okay, and I agree, it's for the safety of the game. So, obviously, the spearing of with the helmet has been a bad deal for a long time. So that's what they want out of the game. And again, it's for the betterment of the game. So, I'm with it.
So
I am.
if you're
I
a
am.
running back and you're going toward the goal line
Right.
head down,
Yes.
and you run into a linebacker's thigh pad,
Right.
legal, illegal?
I'm not sure yet. I am not sure, to be honest. But we don't want those guys to lower their helmet. And have their body in a position where it's in a spearing position. Okay. We want the tilt of the shoulders with the head up. Okay. And that's again for an offensive guy. That's not natural. So we'll see where that goes as far as how we officiate it.
Is that a source of frustration for you that a month from the start of the season you don't know how to teach it?
I think it's going to be the same rule for all of us. So we'll see how it how it falls out. But again, for defenders, it's been coached their entire lives. See what you hit, keep your head up, don't spear someone, right? Because you can hurt that person and hurt yourself. But as an offensive ball carrier, it's going to be different. As an offensive lineman pulling, that's going to be different. So we'll see.
Is your expectation that they're going to throw a lot of flags in it this preseason, and so they're going to be able to have a whole bunch of plays to look at come September 1st?
I think early on they will because they're trying to figure out also, what's the standard, But to me, when you watch a football game, we all can recognize a play that we don't want, right? When it's just vicious, we don't want those plays where guys are getting hit with the helmet, right? It's not a weapon; it's for protection. So, we've seen it, right? We've seen it, here and there. So, I think we all have recognized that. So, I don't want to get to the point where every hard hit is a penalty. I don't want to go there. It's football, right? So that's my concern. Every hard hit, every hard football clean hit cannot be a penalty. That's my concern.
Coach, after Case threw at his first big mistake, I saw you go over. He kind
sorry?
of walked over.
Yes.
Walked over by himself, and I saw you go over.
Yeah.
Anything you can share about what
He
was thinking and what you
Yeah.
said to him?
He's human. Okay, obviously after 6 practices, that's his first pick. But it was a 2-minute drill, and it was really before half. It wasn't to win the game. So my thoughts. The case was just be smart. We want points, but having points there it's not urgent, right? Because it's halftime. And I brought him back to our Giants game last year, right? It's a 1-score game. We throw a pick before half, and that game's over. So it's that hit my head right away. The Giants game last year, it was the exact play, the exact same side of the field. It was the left throw, left corner picked it and took it home. So just knowing situational football, having points there is not important. We want points, but it's not urgent. So be smart with the football.
Is Portland sudden what you thought he would be? And from what you saw on tape on him ahead of the draft,
Yeah.
is he what you thought?
Absolutely. That's what we saw, in his college evaluation. He is right now, he is a 60-40 guy, with the jump balls, and that's huge in this league. Most guys are 50-50, but he's a 60-40 guy, and he's what we thought he was going to be. He's got strong hands. He's a big man. He's got a huge catch radius. So for a quarterback, he's friendly, right? You can be off with the ball, and he can catch the ball for you.
Do you ever wonder how he felt in the second round?
No, that's the draft, Nikki, right? We went years and wouldn't draft running backs in the first round. Receivers were going in the top 5, and now it's kind of reversed. Halfbacks are going early, and and receivers are being pushed down. So it's the draft. It's really a need deal, for every team. So.
You guys brought in Bobo, and then after one drill, I saw DT immediately bring him aside and show him how to do something. Is that the side maybe we don't necessarily see in DT? And
Yeah.
why he's a captain, and how can you explain that side of him?
I've been proud of DT, for his leadership, from the spring until now, going into training camp. I mean, he is a guy that takes time with the young guys. Leadership is about service, and he does a great job of serving his younger teammates. So that part, I've been really proud of DT. Chris Harris has done a great job with the back end guys. We're young back there, and we're revamping the secondary, but Chris has been a guy that's been a nice voice for us in the back end. Paradis, Leary, Todd Davis, he stepped up as a leader. Justin Simmons, Stewart. So we've got a lot of guys that's leading well for us right now.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about Tim Patrick a little bit? He seems to be catching the eye. You see 14 doing his thing out there. Patrick seems to be catching on.
He's a big body that's on every day, and that's critical for him to be on because he's fighting to make our football team. He's also good on special teams, but again, I've been pleased with him. He's got one trait you can't teach, and that's size.
Coach, speaking on leadership, you drafted in this draft class for leadership and for guys that were former captains and whatnot. I'm curious, how's that carried over into training camp with this rookie class, maybe verbally or how they've been on the field? How would you think?
Well, they're still rookies, and obviously they were captains in college, which makes those guys great followers. Before you're a leader, you got to be a great follower, and those guys are great followers. They're on time every morning, they're working, they're great pros, they study. So, yeah, it's a mature class, and it's been 7 or 8 guys that's shown they can help us win.
Jamal Carter got a chance to get on the field a little more this year.
Jamal Carter's had a great camp. He's a guy that plays with his hair on fire every day. Obviously, he's playing some dime for us. He's also playing some high safety, but he's a core special teams guy, and he's one of our better guys. The Broncos have done a great job over the years of finding free agents. We had 3 play for us last year with Thomas, Rios, and Jamal in the back end play for us. So that's been one of John's strengths. After the 8th round of the draft, we've done good there. Even this year with Justin Holland, who's an all-conference player, we got him signed. And number 2, we got him signed. So that's been one of John's strengths over the years of using the 8th round, as his advantage. Who's that?
On Wednesday that you're not grading day to day, that it's total work, body of work, but if guys are making mistakes or noticeable, and when receivers drop the ball, it's noticeable.
Yeah.
At what point does that add up and you're like, okay, this has been too good?
Well, we're not grading guys necessarily, but obviously that's being talked about, and it's practice, and your evaluation obviously goes from practice to playing games. So if a guy drops 2 balls here at practice, he goes in the game and catches 10 balls, what do you do with that guy? So obviously everything counts. How about that? Everything counts. Practice, preseason games. So it's all being counted, but we're not moving the depth chart daily by individual mistakes. That makes sense?
A few more for the coach.
What's on DeMarcus Ware's?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
DeMarcus Ware.
Yes.
Has he done more out here?
Well, DeMarcus got a rigid schedule. So he's a consultant, D-Max, so he's not full-time. So we've got him scheduled to be here for 2 days this week and then take a couple days back and come back for the first game. So it's a consulting position, so it's not a full-time position. So
Not a big deal if he works with other teams?
well, he's not doing that. Okay, he's not doing that. That's private issues, but he's not doing that.
What has Connor McGovern really done to solidify that role at right guard?
I'm sorry, say again.
What has Connor McGovern really done to solidify that role at right guard?
Well, I think for Connor, it started last year. He got a chance to get 4 or 5 starts late in the season, and he did a good job. And moving to the spring, he's done a good job. Connor is a guy who doesn't make mistakes. He's a tough guy who does things right. So that's a great trait for an offensive lineman, right? Because when you're wrong, someone may get hurt. So he's right most of the time.
Coach, how do you feel the team responded to the first off day today?
Pretty good. I thought offensively we came out firing, and defensively it was a little slow early on. But defense came back and made some plays, so I was pleased with that. But offensively, we came out firing.
What have you seen from
Last
Yadam
one, Ryan.
and Yadam and Langley filling in for Brock there?
Yadam has had a really good camp. He's a young guy. He's still making some mistakes, but he's long. He's open-minded. He's smart. And Langley, he's doing okay also. He's got to make sure he doesn't make the same mistake twice. And that's part of your growth as a young player. Once you make the mistake and we fix it, you have to fix it. right? It can't show up the next day over and over again. So that's where he has to get better, Langley.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Okay.